Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Paige Webster and I am a career coach in Portland, Oregon. And today what we're talking about is how to write succinct bullet points for your resume for maximum impact. So this is a question I get a lot from people as they have a mental block to writing their resume. And they're like, I didn't do anything. I just sat at my desk. I did what people told me. And so the point of this is to help you take what you did every day and turn it into an explanation of what you accomplished while you were at work, because that's what people are really looking for, is what you accomplished. So today I've got a two-step process. It's really quick for me to explain it, and it will help you write bullet points that you love. So without further ado, we're gonna get going. So if you should watch my first video, because that one's all about how to generate a lot of raw material, and then when you've generated that raw material, that's what you use for the video today. So what I want you to do, you should have done a brainstorm on all the problems that you encountered while you were at your job. And you can also think about them as challenges, or sometimes people consider them opportunities for improvement. So get out that list, that brainstorm that you did of all the problems that you encountered. And so here is step one of our little process. I'm going to give you some prompts to follow, and I just simply want you to go through and answer all these prompts for whatever problem you've chosen. And I'll do a couple samples when we've walked through the whole process. So the first thing you do is describe the problem in one sentence. And that's very important. Okay? So it's really important for you to be able to describe that problem in one sentence so that you're capturing the essence of what the problem was, and it makes it much easier to write a concise bullet point about what you accomplished in addressing that problem. So that's the first thing. Describe the problem in one sentence. The second thing you do is explain, just list the actions. The action or actions that you took to address whatever this problem is. And on my website, click on the resources tab on the home page, then I'm gonna have a list of resume-worthy verbs that you can check out. And I also am going to describe all this whole process, so that if you need a written explanation and don't want to watch the video 50 times, then you've got that written explanation. So anyway, first you describe the problem in one sentence. Second, you list the actions that you take. Go ahead and refer to a handy list of verbs and write down whatever those actions were. Then the third thing you do is consider what the result was. And really the question that you're answering here is, when I took these actions, how did that impact the problem, right? So you did something and hopefully it addressed the problem. So how did those actions influence the problem or address it? The fourth thing you want to do is ask yourself the question, so what? Why was this important? And usually, anytime that there's a problem that you're trying to solve, that's because it impacts the company, your customers, your clients, or your internal team, your colleagues. All right? So think about, okay, these are the actions I took, this is the result I got, and the reason that was important was that it benefited my customers, colleagues, company, and it may not have benefited all of them, but you just want to think about, okay, why was that important? So this is step one of the process, just kind of listing all these things out. Step two, so now we're ready to go on to step two. And this is where we put it all together. So step one was we broke down the problem into, actions that you took. Step two of writing your bullet point is taking all those pieces and putting them together Mad Lib style. If you don't know what I'm talking about with Mad Libs, forget it. It just means you're too young. All right, so what you do to write your bullet point for your resume is you take the verb or verbs, because you might have you might have taken more than one action. Then you fill in the blank here. What did you verb? So what I mean by that is, let's say you implemented some sort of software solution. So implemented would be your verb, and then what you verbed is the software solution. Okay, this is also just known as a noun, right? You're gonna fill in that blank with some sort of noun. Comma, which, and this is where you fill in the result that you got. And again, think about it as, what did my actions, what impact did they have on the problem? So that's where you fill it in here. And then you consider, and if I got this result, how did that affect the company, my colleagues, clients, or customers, right? So we're gonna do a couple samples and just go ahead and fill it in. So let's pretend that the problem, I'm just making this up. So let's pretend that the problem is your client services team, they spend too much time sending emails. Common problem. So let's say that your role is you researched and vetted. Okay, that's your verb. You researched and vetted an automated email product. Okay, so that's your noun. It's what you verbed. By doing that, you found the most economical solution for your team. Okay, I'm just sort of shorthanding it here. So that, here's where it's kind of funny. It's like, so what you did was you found the right solution, you figured out that this would be the best one for your team. And the question is, why is that important? Who was affected by your ability to research and vet and find this solution? The person who benefited from it was probably your manager and the team, because what you did was streamline the decision-making process for your manager. Okay, because you didn't actually implement the solution, you just figured out which one was the right one. So in this instance, the person who benefited from it was probably your manager and maybe your whole team, because you saved them a lot of time from figuring out what the best solution was. So this is what your bullet on your resume would say. Researched and vetted an automated email product to find the most economical solution for the team so that the process was streamlined and my manager looked good, right? That could be, you might fancify the language a little bit, but that's what you would put on your resume. So what, a couple minutes to do that? So we're going to do another sample. The problem remains the same, but I want to show you what happens when the role changes. So the problem's the same. People are still spending way too much time responding to and sending emails. So I just want to give you another example in case your role is more of a manager rather than the person who would do the research. So client services team is still spending too much time sending emails. As a manager, your role, okay, your verb, what you do is you oversee, that's your verb, the implementation of the automated email product. Okay, that's a long verb, but right, that's what you did. You oversaw the implementation of the automated email, which resulted in saving your customer service team time. And the reason that's important is that it saved them time so that they could focus on complex issues while staying engaged with the customer. Pardon my chicken scratch. So do you see how that works? The result was that it saved the team time, and then the further downstream result of that is that it allowed customer service team to focus on more complex issues, and they were still able to maintain their relationship with their clients. And so the company thrived and made tons of money and everybody was happy. Okay, so there you go. That's how you do a bullet point. And if this doesn't quite make sense to you and you're like, oh no, I don't get it. So you can do two things. One, you can go to my website, pagewebstercoaching.com, and look at the resources tab, and you will find a written explanation of how to do this and more examples. You'll also find a list of those resume-worthy verbs. And if you look at that and you still don't know what the heck I'm talking about and you would like some help, then by all means on my website, there's you can contact me. So just contact me through my website, shoot me an email, and I will be more than happy to help you figure out your bullet points. Okay, have a good day. Bye.